Casey, just for starters, you've played in a lot of these USA-Canada games. What's your favorite moment from this rivalry? Because you've been around for a while with this one.
Definitely just think being in the game day mode, waking up, having that excitement, knowing you're playing in a championship, going for the gold. And I think it's just more exciting at being in Canada. Know it's going to be a good crowd. Just feed off that energy.
As one of the veteran players on the team, what advice, if any, have you given some of the younger players coming into, for many of them, the biggest games of their career?
Honestly, just have fun. Play your game. You earned this spot, being here in the World Championship stage, and just you're here for a reason. So stick to that and just play your game the way you can do it.
And did coaching this season help you with the mentorship role for a lot of the younger players?
Yeah, definitely. It was very rewarding. It was new to me, but every day on the ice, I think watching the games and being able to learn more systems-wise for the forwards, it really gave me a sense of being able to see the ice more, open it up, and kind of be more patient with the puck and see more options.
Speaking of systems, what's the biggest difference between Coach Klee and some of the other national team coaches you've had over the years?
Well, he's a professional, and obviously he played in the NHL, but that's how he treats us, like professionals. And the two things that he expects us to do every game is compete and make plays, and he says it every day, locker room, before games, before practices. And like I say, if nothing is going right, as long as we're working hard and making plays, then we're going to be successful.
How much did the team feed off Rigsby as the game went on?
Yeah, I mean, Rigsby is the effort behind everything. She backstopped every single puck that came her way. Unfortunate bounce on one of their power play goals, but she was phenomenal. She was attacking with her stick. She was all over the place, just making saves that we shouldn't have to ask her to make, but she made them. So I'm happy to move forward and really build off this win.
What do you think of the NHL Network picking up this tournament and broadcasting it in the United States for the first time?
Yeah, I think it's awesome that the NHL Network is broadcasting our games. It's a huge step. Obviously, it would be awesome if it could be live, but you can't choose those battles right now. So it's a great first step, and we're really excited that our fans back in the U.S. have a chance to watch us and see what a fantastic team we are and what skill level we have.
It seemed like the team moved the puck really well in their own zone. A lot of D-to-D passes coming out of your own end. Was that something Coach Klee preached in order to beat the trap?
Yeah, we always want to get our defense involved, and that starts with the first pass from us. So any way that we can get that pass up and then advance up into the play, I think we've worked on for a long time now, and we should be doing forward.
And you're going for yet another gold medal, and you're playing with a couple youth teammates in Kendall Coyne and Hillary Knight. Do you guys ever imagine something like this would happen when you're playing for the Chicago Mission?
Absolutely not. I don't think we looked past that, but it's been fun getting to play with them the past 4 or 5 years, and they're two of the best forwards, if not the best forwards in the world. So I'm really glad that they're on our team and not someone else's.
Like you said, Coach, shuffled the lines today. What's the difference between playing with a player like Alex Carpenter versus playing with a player like D'Angelo today?
I think Carp is really dynamic and is fast, very shifty up the ice. When it's a lot of puck possession time in the O-zone. I played with Shy a little bit at camps, and she possesses the puck really well, moves the puck down low and on cycles, and so I like playing. Whoever we get to play with on this team, they're going to be world-class players, and so whoever you get matched up with, you just figure out how to make it work.
Back to last year's tournament, what about your game, about your team's game and your team's style makes the Russian trap so easy to beat?
I wouldn't say it's easy to beat, but it's definitely a different style than we're used to. So I think we just have to use our speed, use our assets, and use each other. And I think that's what we did well tonight.
You left off the Sochi team 2.5 years ago. In the 2 years since, you've won 2 world golds and been one of the best goalies in the world. Has that snub been a motivation to really elevate your game?
Yeah, it helps a lot too this past couple years. I've been training on my own and really have had to dial in and work on my mental game and continue to work on the little things that are going to help me be successful at this level. So just me kind of refocusing and continuing to battle and compete every single time I touch the ice.
Coach, your team's been playing a really great up-tempo, puck possession system. Is there any particular NHL coach that you played for that rubbed that off on you?
I think the coaches I had that wanted you to make plays with the puck. Pat Quinn was obviously a phenomenal coach, and the year I played for him in Toronto, it was definitely that style. When I used to watch the Red Wings play, and I had to play against them, which was very difficult, and in the late '90s, and they were so good. And after I've been retired, I know now why they were so good. They were so good because they always had the puck. So in my mind, the team that has the puck the most usually is going to win. So I think that's definitely with our skill set here, we're trying to do.
one goalie and roll with her for the whole tournament. You've given all your goalies opportunities to start.
Yeah.
Going into the do or die portion of the tournament, does that make your decision-making process easier or more difficult?
I think it kind of goes both ways. I mean, I think you can go in, this is my, fourth tournament now, and I think I've had a plan on all of them, and none of the plans have really worked out. So with this one, I just said, hey, if we're going to try to stay open, try to stay, practice to practice and game to game, and see who's feeling well, who's performing well, and I think that's probably a better bet because like I said, the other three, I certainly wouldn't have picked last year in the gold medal game that we would have, chased their goalie out and then had our goalie chased out and then, gone to our second. So, but yeah, we'll see. We're excited.
You suited up for the red, white, and blue on multiple occasions. What's your favorite memory as a player of the U.S.-Canada rivalry?
Probably getting to play World Cup in 2004. We got to play Canada in Montreal, which obviously the place was electric, and it was a phenomenal crowd, phenomenal energy in the building. Just a super exciting game. So it was really great.
Goaltending, situation, was that an intentional smokescreen, the veteran Rigsby?
I don't know what smokescreen, but I mean, obviously, Alex played great. Jessie played in her one game. She played well for us. She's a veteran. She, played well for us at Four Nations. She won both the Canada games there. So it's nice to have, more than one goalie that you can count on in big games, and I think we have that. So it's obviously a great accomplishment for Alex to be in that same class with Jessie.
This is a highlight of your career to date?
Definitely is. I can't think of anything better than putting on this jersey.
So, Brianna, you're going into your fourth matchup against Russia in 2 tournaments. All 3 games, you've kind of blown them off the ice. What about the contrasting styles of the 2 teams has given you so many scoring chances against this Russian squad?
Yeah, I think we use our speed and we move the puck really well. So if we continue to do that, we're going to continue to have success. But they kind of do the trap in the neutral zone. We just got to figure a way to get by that and, in tight areas, move the puck quick and get our chances.
And, you mentioned moving the puck. As a shifty offensive player like yourself, how much of a benefit is it to have such a skilled puck-moving decor to get you the puck in places where you can get high-end opportunities?
Yeah, our D are doing a good job just moving the puck. I think we just got to find a way to get open a little bit better and support our D, whether it's in the neutral zone or in the offensive zone. But we got to find those seams and be able to hit each other.
And, you're one of the veterans on the team. A couple rookies here. Have any of them leaned on you, and what advice, if any, have you given, the Cheyennes and the Nicoles of the team?
Yeah, I think, you have Dana Trevino. She's a center, also a young center, but so she kind of leans on me here and there for advice, but there's enough veterans on the team that they go to anybody, and they're not afraid. And if you look at our young girls on the team, they play like veterans, so I give them a lot of credit.
Your line with Hillary Knight and Kendall Coyne's been amazing. I don't need to restate that. Kendall was obviously drafted with a pride. Have you and Knight kind of edged her and been like, this can be next year. We can light the league on fire.
Yeah, obviously I haven't looked too far ahead yet, but yeah, it'd be awesome to have her as a wingman, obviously, on the pride. But we're moving the puck well here. We're having a good time, so hopefully continue the next game just to bear down on our chances.
And finally, before I let you go, your locker room's right over there. The playlist has been pretty solid, if I do say so myself, as a neutral observer. Objective, of course. Who's been the DJ of the locker room?
We have a few, either Megan Duggan or Andy Pankowski. Kelly Stack throws her iPod in there once in a while, or Lamb. We mix it up, but a few of us, we all kind of have similar tastes, whether it's country or hip-hop. We change it up, though.
Thanks, Brianna. Yeah. Good to know your game's going to be watched nationally in the United States, broadcast on NHL Network.
It's great. I mean, it's what we strive for all the time. It's, in my opinion, it's what it should be, and we're excited that we got, obviously, the recognition and the backing from NHL Network. I think that's huge. It shows, promising future for women's hockey. So we're just excited that they picked it up. And
through chances late in the third and in the beginning of overtime. What did you guys do to stem the tide of their, offensive opportunities and then, create transition the other way?
Just stuck to our game plan. We just kept saying, let's kill this penalty, then we'll go to work. Alex made some huge saves for us. We had some big blocks on the PK, but just keeping calm, composed, knowing that we had it in the tank, knowing that we were going to do whatever it took down the stretch to get it done. Just stuck to our game plan and stayed patient, possessed the puck, and waited for it to come to us. And
you had a great A opportunity in overtime coming down the left wing side. You thought that was going in, right?
Yeah, I did. I just joked with one of our coaches in the locker room. He was like, "Hey, you almost had it," and obviously I did. It was a great chance for me. Nash made a great save, but we were able to get the job done about 5 minutes later. So happy about that.
Hey, despite being one of the younger players, you've kind of emerged as a veteran on this team. Can you take us through the process that went into that?
Yeah, I mean it's been a long road and a long journey, but I think the more camps you come to, the more comfortable it is, and the more comfortable you get in the setting. And so I think that having had a couple years under my belt has really been helpful for me.
And yesterday, your line with Megan Duggan and Jocelyn Lamoureux was absolutely dominant at times. Can you what about that line makes it so effective?
I think Jocelyn and Megan both are very good at communicating what they want and what they what they see on the ice, and I think that I do that pretty well as well. So having the combination of the three of us wanting to get better and push each other has really led to that dominance on the ice.
And finally, there's I think 6 current or former Wisconsin Badgers on the team. What's it say about the program that Mark Johnson's put together that the Badgers become such a mainstay on U.S. national teams?
Yeah, I think it says really great things about the whole program there, coming from the strength and conditioning all the way through to the coaches, the assistant coaches that have come through, as well as the caliber of players that they're recruiting. I mean, it's great to have such leadership coming from that side of things, and to be tied in with that group is really something special.
Thanks, Annie.
Yeah.
And look, you talked to us about the play of the D-Corps so far in the tournament, particularly the contributions on the offensive end.
I think the D-Corps has been great so far. We're taking care of business in our D zone as well as in the offensive zone. Yesterday, Monique Lamoureux had 2 great goals, and so did Megan Keller. She had a goal.
Last year at the same time you were 3-0, coming off a big win against Russia, going into the preliminaries. Does it feel any similarities between this year and last year's group?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've had 3 strong games like we did last year, but it's a new group of people, and we haven't won anything with this team yet. So we're looking to move up past the 3 games, and now we have 2 more big games ahead of us. Well, hopefully 2 more.
You have teammates from the Buffalo Beauts here, in Megan Duggan and Megan Bozek. What kind of familiarity do you have? What does the familiarity with them help you in this tournament?
That's awesome. I have Megan Bozek in the D end with me, and then our captain Megan Duggan. She was an assistant captain as well in the Beauts, and just her leadership. She's a great leader, great captain, and someone I look up to on and off the ice. And just having them on the same team as well as other people that I played against, it's nice to all be playing together now.
And finally, I think there's 6 or 7 current and former BC Eagles on the team.
Yep.
What's to say with the strength of the program where so many players from BC are represented on the national team?
Yeah, it's awesome to see that. I love Boston College. I wish I could go back and play another 4 years there. And Katie King-Crowley and Courtney Kennedy have done a great job developing players and recruiting players to go to Boston College. So it's great to see all that on the national team.
Thanks, Emily.
Yeah.
So it's a tournament like this, a bigger grind for an NCAA player like yourself, where you played a longer schedule and your season ended, 2 weeks ago in heartbreaking fashion in the Frozen Four, as opposed to, some of the other players?
I think we're all kind of in the same boat. We have a lot of NWHL players who have had long seasons as well, and everyone's training and trying to get ready for this tournament. So I think, definitely being an NCAA player, our season's pretty long, but at the same time, I think our entire team and, even all the other teams here are in the same boat.
And, speaking of the NCAA and your NCAA, players on the team, you and Kendall Coyne have a bit of a rivalry. You're both freshmen at the same time, Northeastern of BC, both Caddy Kazmaier winners. What's it like to be a rival with her and then, play on the same team as her?
Yeah, you kind of just forget about that. Everybody calls it a rival, but I think between us, it's just, we're on opposite teams, and, I think when we get here, we don't think about anything other than what we're doing here and how we can make each other better on the ice and how we can help this team.
And finally, I think there's 6 or 7 current or former BC Eagles on this team. What's it say about the strength of the program where so many Eagles are represented on the national team?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool to be playing with, I'm playing with my line mate Haley Skrupa from BC, and then, I'm playing with Kelly Stack as well right now. So it's pretty cool to be able to see how our program has put a lot of players on the national team, and I think it's just a testament to how our program has done over the years.
Thanks, Alex. You didn't have the video game numbers you've had in the past in this tournament. Coming into tonight, was that goal the greatest example of quality versus quantity?
Yeah, definitely. I've had some chances throughout the tournament, and I guess this was just the right place at the right time. So I would have given up any other goal, any other point for this one. So it was just keep plugging away throughout the tournament.
So Canada was swarming, at the end of the third into the beginning of overtime. What did the team do differently to kind of turn back the storm?
I think we were just staying positive on the bench. I think it was a group effort, even though we only had 3 out on the PK. I think it was just those words of encouragement, even in between periods. I think, we just are a tight-knit group, and I think that overall we were able to support each other.
And what was said going into overtime? You guys are going to start the period shorthanded. Was there any rah-rah speech from any of the team leaders?
It was mostly just words of encouragement, little things here and there. Like I said before, it was just the positive encouragement from our veterans to the younger players, just to keep going and, we're not tired. Little things like that.
Was frustration